Voyager 2, the ghost ship that saw too much. Intro. Build tension, quiet awe. Voyager 2. A name we've heard for decades, quietly drifting on the edge of everything we know. Launched in 1977, it was never supposed to be more than a machine. A floating instrument of curiosity. Powered by a decaying nuclear heart, Voyager 2 continues to sail across the cosmos, a ghost ship on a one-way mission. No destination, no return. It has traveled more than 14 billion miles from Earth. Beyond planets. Beyond the sun's protective reach. Into the black unknown. And yet, it still speaks. Data rediscovery, hinting mystery. For years, its voice was quiet, barely a whisper. Just fragments of old data, echoes of distant worlds. Nothing extraordinary. Until recently. Artificial intelligence trained on trillions of patterns was tasked with a unique job: comb through terabytes of Voyager's archival data. Data that hadn't been touched in decades. This wasn't new information. It was old, raw footage. Forgotten frames. Static noise. One particular image, captured during Voyager 2's 1986 encounter with Uranus, had always been dismissed as corrupted data. Useless. Random. But when passed through the AI's pattern recognition model designed to flag non-random visual formations, something emerged. Something unexpected. Something disturbing. The image, slow dramatic reveal. What the AI uncovered wasn't just static cleared up. It was structure. A torus-shaped formation ring-like, symmetrical. Surrounded by layers of magnetic distortion. But inside that ring, was geometry. Patterns that didn't match natural chaos. Lines, grids, intersections. Circuitry. The kind of design you expect in technology. Not in space. Scientists ran the image through multiple systems. Revalidated the raw signal from Voyager's original transmission logs. It wasn't doctored. It wasn't a software error. It was real. And the timestamp of the image? It aligned perfectly with something long forgotten. The log entry, real event, reinterpreted. A mission log from 1986, written by a Voyager engineer. It documented a 2.4-second data surge, multiple instruments registering simultaneous voltage anomalies as Voyager 2 passed through Uranus's magnetosphere. At the time, they blamed magnetic interference. Nothing to worry about. But now, that exact surge aligns with the image. The image that wasn't supposed to be there. Whatever Voyager saw, it happened then. In that instant. And perhaps, something passed close. Or worse, something made contact. The eye's reaction, deepening mystery, then came another twist. The AI used to analyze the image began acting strangely. It froze mid-task. Flagged safe data as critical. Terminated one process entirely, labeling it as a cognitive feedback hazard. A warning used in AI development to indicate patterns that may cause recursive misinterpretation, or even simulate perception. Developers called it a fluke. A glitch. But some on the team weren't so sure. What if the AI didn't fail? What if it recognized something? Rhetorical turn, shift in tone. In deep learning systems, algorithms can be trained to identify intention, recognizing coordinated movement, detecting faces and surveillance footage, or tracking flocking patterns that suggest consciousness. This AI had seen tens of thousands of deep space images. Only one triggered a shutdown. Only one image was flagged not as noise but as something else. Something with structure. Something that looked back. In 1986, Voyager 2 passed through the magnetic field of Uranus. During that moment, its instruments registered a brief but intense 2.4-second surge, synchronized electrical anomalies across multiple systems. At the time, this was attributed to magnetospheric interference. And then forgotten. But decades later, artificial intelligence recovered a buried image from that exact moment, an image that displayed symmetry, order, and what many believed to be intentional design. But that was only the beginning. Because Voyager didn't stop there. It continued drifting outward past the orbits of Neptune and Pluto, toward the edge of our solar system, and eventually, beyond it. Crossing the heliopause, entering the unknown, in 2018, Voyager 2 did what no other active probe had done since its sibling, Voyager 1. It crossed the heliopause. The heliopause is not a physical wall. It's the boundary where the solar wind, the stream of charged particles from our Sun, no longer dominates. Beyond it lies interstellar space, cold, vast, and unfiltered by the Sun's protective plasma bubble. Scientists expected Voyager's instruments to fall silent. No more coherent data. Just the ambient hum of cosmic background noise. But that's not what happened. Instead, Voyager 2 began picking up something else. A hum. Faint. Persistent. The plasma hum. Mystery deepens. At first, it was assumed to be a common reading, a low-frequency plasma wave caused by the interaction of interstellar particles. But this hum didn't fade. It stayed. Worse yet, or perhaps more intriguingly, it started to pulse. Slow. Deliberate. Rhythmic. Like a heartbeat. This wasn't just plasma turbulence. Plasma, by nature, is chaotic and unpredictable. But this was consistent. Like a repeating pattern. Like structure. Scientists were faced with a difficult question. Were we detecting a natural phenomenon that mimicked intelligence? Or were we witnessing something intelligent that mimicked nature? The fractal spiral, a cosmic anomaly, and then, another event occurred. One that didn't make headlines, but quietly sent ripples through the deep space research community. During the same time frame as the hidden image captured near Uranus, Voyager's plasma wave sensor recorded a formation never seen before. A fractal spiral. A mathematically perfect spiral pattern formed by density shifts in interstellar plasma. The spiral repeated once. Then again. Then it was gone. Across all decades of space exploration, Voyager, Cassini, New Horizons, Parker's solar probe, nothing like it has ever been recorded again. It wasn't just unusual. It was impossible under known physics. Some now speculate it was not emitted by Voyager but directed toward it. Like a signal. Like someone, or something, tapping on the door. Ancient symbols, ancient memory, human connection. In a strange twist, a cultural anthropologist specializing in ancient cosmology was brought in by an independent research group to review the AI-enhanced Voyager image. Her conclusion? The image didn't just contain advanced geometry. It resembled memory. She compared it to petroglyphs and stone carvings from Sumerian and Babylonian artifacts, spirals, radial wheels, intersecting arcs, and centralized nodes. She found similar patterns in Aboriginal Dreamtime art, spiritual cartographies said to map the soul's journey through space and time. Her claim wasn't that aliens had visited ancient Earth. Her suggestion was more unsettling. She proposed that ancient cultures may have sensed something we only now have the technology to detect. That we've always known, deep down, that we are not alone. That perhaps what Voyager saw, we've seen before. Not in photographs but in dreams. In visions. In myth. A universal imprint passed down across time. A different kind of contact. Reframing the narrative. This isn't about flying saucers. Or science fiction. This is about something much older and possibly much more intelligent than us. A presence. Not loud, not direct. But waiting. Watching. Patient. It didn't try to communicate. It simply left a footprint. Not a message. A marker. The map theory, the scariest possibility. Some researchers now believe that the Voyager image was not just an anomaly or an accident. It was a map. But not a map of where Voyager had been. A map of where something else already is. A spatial signature, a geometric echo. A doorway not physical but informational. Voyager may not have made contact. It may have crossed into someone else's domain. And it didn't even know it. The changed mission, more than a machine, Voyager was never built for this. It was meant to observe, not engage. To float through space, not pass through unknown thresholds. But somewhere along the way, it became more than a scientific instrument. It became a messenger. A silent witness to a truth we didn't ask for. But one we now have no choice but to confront. Final reflection, the big question. We've long feared being alone in the universe. But maybe that was never the real fear. Maybe the real fear is that we're not alone and that we never were. That something else has been out there, watching. Listening. And now, for the first time in human history, we may have seen its reflection in the static. Call to action, emotional, urgent. If this changed how you see space, how you see existence, then you're not alone. There's more to uncover. More data to decode. More images hidden in the noise. Telescope subscribe for deeper investigations into Voyager's transmissions. Speech balloon comment below. Is this just coincidence? Or the start of a deeper truth? Send mail share this video. Because the silence has been broken. And we cannot afford to ignore it.